Okay, I'm admitting him now. I think that's okay, whenever you're ready. Can't hardly hear you, counselor.
Okay, let me see if I can move this earpiece for that. Okay, we'll try. From 26 p.m. Dr. John, you call a roll, please.
Counselor, can I recommend you maybe call into my phone because your audio is not really good. No, not good.
No.
Can you call my phone and then we just do it like that? It'll be clearer.
I can. Okay. All right, I'll call your phone.
Okay.
We'll call your phone from our phone.
Yeah, call into my phone and mute your computer on your end. I think mute.
Okay.
I think you do it that way. You should be able to still hear on the phone everybody else on my phone. Okay, Counselor Austin. Okay. Yeah, but okay, so now mute your mute the computer, like mute your microphone. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, so now the contract is copied. Committee meeting is now called to order. Dr. Gosh, you would call the roll, please.
Okay, Counselor Stevenson.
Present.
Counselor Austin.
Present.
Are you all hearing okay, Counselor Stevenson?
He sounds a little far away.
Hello, I'm here, Dr. Guy. And Counselor Martin is here also.
Great.
Okay, I don't see you guys on. Uh-oh, that's some echo. Hello, Counselor?
Okay, right. So we're going to go over this thing real quick.
Hold on, we're getting it prepared now. We're waiting on Dr. Guy to add her in.
Thank you.
Echoing.
Okay, Dr. Guy has added y'all in, so y'all gonna use this camera here.
Hello?
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Counselor?
Yes. Again, we won't have any presenters today. So we're going to go to the remarks of the public only. 2 minutes, please.
Justin Anderson.
What is that feedback? What is that feedback?
No comments from me. Thank you.
Hello, we're going to try this again because it's a lot of echoing.
Yeah.
So call back in. Hello, Counselor?
Yes. Is it better?
No, it's still echoing on my phone. Hello? Okay, hello?
You might have to do some more music.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, why is it your audio is, like, are you talking through the phone from your end or through the computer? I mean, when you got on the first time.
First time I saw it through my earpiece on my phone.
I think that might be it. But you're on the phone though, right? You're not on the computer?
Yes, I am.
Okay, but it's still echoing.
I'm gonna turn it up. Yeah, you want me to turn my volume down even more?
I don't know if it'll work calling through my phone because it's like really bad.
That's Austin's phone.
Well, you need to probably turn off that earpiece
Yeah, you might have to turn the earpiece off.
because it's too many platforms.
Hmm. Okay, call back in. Let the mic back on the computer and get off this off of my phone. All right, we're trying to get this audio together. We're not talking about feature height. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. It's not that.
If it goes out.
Yeah, legislation. We're going right to legislation.
Back on.
Yeah.
Ordinance number 19-20, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract. Mr. Anderson, can you turn your
Oh, sorry about that. I was teaching them how to use the screen.
You ain't teaching. Okay, ordinance number 19-20, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract for $239,630 with OHM Advisors of 6001 Euclid Avenue, Suite 130, Cleveland, Ohio, 44103, for the purpose of developing a scope and cost proposal for the engineering, design, bidding, award, and construction administration services for the installation of 7,795 LF of water line in sections determined to be in poor condition under Euclid Avenue, West Belvoir to Hastings, Superior to Forest Hill, Lee to Grasmere, and Sheldon to Hastings, pursuant to the Cleveland Division of Water Suburban Water Main Renewal Program for the Euclid Avenue Water Line Replacement Project. Requested by Mayor Brandon L. King, sponsored by Timothy R. Austin, Counselor at Large.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for us to have an expert go before us to make sure that the contract, once the dollars are awarded to actually do the work on Euclid Avenue to get the infrastructure addressed, having an expert out there in front of us makes perfect sense, because I know that I don't have the capacity to go out there and survey the prep, the actual completion, and or the finished product of the water lines under Euclid Avenue. So this seemed like a no-brainer for us. Any other thoughts or concerns? Just an opportunity for us to get the water lines replaced under the Euclid Avenue by a professional that has the expertise to move forward and make sure that the product meets the standard, basically, so we can be good to go for another 100 years under Euclid Avenue. Anybody have any other comments or concerns?
Just a point of clarity on this preamble where it says 7795. What's the LF again?
Linear feet.
Linear feet, because I think on the previous one it had just feet. Okay, so
Yeah.
Is the city of East Cleveland paying them $239,000 in this contract, or is some of this money coming from the city of Cleveland?
These dollars are the dollars for the engineer to actually do the little work, and this is in that grant, so we don't have to pay anything. So it's a combination of dollars, if I remember correctly. It's not just the city of Cleveland Water. I think it's somebody else putting in some money too.
Well, we needed to read like it's, Is this a grant or what is it? I mean, are we entering into a contract?
It's a grant, so you can accept the money.
Well, if it's a grant, it should say that it's a grant, shouldn't it? And shouldn't it say where the money is coming from?
Well, the preamble, just the this is what you should know up front, and a lot of the details are actually in the other information attached to this. So.
Councilor Martin, you need to unmute yourself. Councilor Martin, unmute yourself.
I don't know if you remember, the mayor said he actually went back to the.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish the mayor was on so he could restate his comments.
He is on.
The mayor just got on.
Councilman, I'm here.
Yeah, Mayor
Could you
just
share
got
some
on
background information on this ordinance, please?
Money, but we don't see no check.
Can you say that again, Councilman? I'm sorry, I didn't
Oh,
hear you.
Jeff, if you could be so kind as to restate the background information on this ordinance and where the money is coming from and the left and right limits of the dollars.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right. It was a walk.
Hi, Council. Hope everybody's doing well. I will try to give you a quick snapshot as to where we are. I'm very glad that Councilman Martin is on the line because a lot of this he will already know because he has lived through a lot of this. So Cleveland Water. Sorry about that. That's the police. That's the police when it rings like that. Commander, I'm going to call you right back on the council meeting upstairs. Okay, I'm over here in 215. Come over to 215. Okay, sorry. So again, if you remember, and Councilman Martin, you can chime in where necessary. So the city of Cleveland, Cleveland Water, is like its own its own fund.
Going on, making
so Cleveland Water runs itself. So East Cleveland had it, and they gave it back to Cleveland Water. So now Cleveland Water operates our water. Under the relationship with Cleveland Water will help identify water lines that are bad, old, leaking, and or that needs replacement. And what they do is they pay for it 100% of the cost, including the engineering and the consulting work. So a lot of you know we are in a fiscal emergency, and this is what brings the rest of the council in. We had a number of items on our sheet in which we owed people. One of the consultants that we owed was, wow, Councilman Martin, maybe you can help me with that. I can't think of their name, but we owed them 115. They say we owed them like 200 and something thousand. And it came from work that they had, GDP. It came from work that they had done under previous administrations for waterline consulting work like OHM will be doing for us. However, they were not paid as they should have been. So since I became mayor, I renegotiated with Cleveland Water, with GDP. Cleveland Water has established our relationship back. So this is arguably the first contract that you've seen come in front of us from Cleveland Water. Now, I can't speak, I know there was a question earlier about how it reads and what it reads. I can't speak to how it read previously because I've never seen a Cleveland Water contract come down to be voted on. So the best we could do is have the law department look up past legislation, and that would go back to 2012, 13, before legislation was passed for Cleveland Water. So now that relationship is reestablished. The engineers that we're going to use, not GDP, OHM, because we've hired them a number of years ago to do a multitude of work for us, including this Cleveland Water grant. I hope that kind of clears it. I tried to tell a quick story there, how we got to where we are.
If I can, Can you hear me?
Yes.
I want to jump a little history. At one point, we had our own water system. And what happened was it became to be an albatross around our necks because we couldn't maintain it or pay it. So we eventually turned the water system over to Cleveland. Okay, we owed money in the water system. One of the best moves we probably made in 20 years was we turned the water system over to Cleveland.
Yes.
Now, I think over the last 8 years, OMI, OHM have been our engineer, and they've been very solid for us. Everything seems to be on point here, and we know that we don't want to be digging up Euclid or Superior or whatever. That's why we want to get this done and get it done right. So when we get Euclid paved, we don't have to go under it no more and waste a whole lot of money. So I want to commend the mayor that we're on point there.
Thank you.
The only question that I have is, even though we have OHM as our engineer in a part of this project here, did we legally go out for bids so people can say we followed the proper process? That's my only question to the mayor. Can you articulate that, please?
Mayor, could you defer to me? This is Willa Hemmons. I'm sorry I'm late, but I was late getting off work, and getting here at 5:30 turned out to be impossible.
Willa, thanks for volunteering this morning, and thank our council vice president. I'll defer to Willa. Thank you, Willa.
Yes, this 1920 is part of an ordinance you passed last week, ordinance number 14-20, and I'll reread it for you. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the City of Cleveland Division of Water Suburban Water Main Renewal Program, SWMR, to accept an award of $2,520,242 for water line replacement to support the engineering, design, and replacement of 7,795 feet of water lines along Euclid Avenue in sections from West Belvoir to Hastings and Superior to Forest Hill Boulevard and Forest Hill Avenue from Superior to Idlewood Avenue, and declaring an emergency. What happened was the grant was awarded to us by virtue of the writing and effort of OHM. The representative is Keisha Chambers, and that's why the subsequent legislation, ordinance number 1920-20 is related. That $200,000 that we pay to them will come out of the $2 million from the ordinance number 14-20, because we were granted that award. And if you read and remember the supporting supporting documentation, Keisha Chambers was the one, well, she was part of the OHM team that wrote the grant that allowed us to get the water main project. She was, I think there was a letter that was included in the supporting legislation and documentation for that congratulated us as awardees on our grant that she wrote in order for us to get the $2 million. So the reason we don't have to pay anything is because it's all coming out of the ordinance number 14-20. That is the foundational grant, and then engineering, design, and architect for the grant. They have to hire the contractors and oversee the contractors and make the design and the infrastructure plans for the actual contractor to follow in implementing the water main renewal program. Is that your copy? Located? Everybody with me?
Yeah, I found my backup.
Yeah, but hold on 1 second, and I don't want to cut nobody off. I just need you to answer my question. You came in tail end, Willa Hemmings,
Yes.
and I'm supporting of what we're doing here. I just want to make sure we follow the proper process and procedure in terms of bids, that type of thing. If the contract is $239,630, did it go out for bid? Those are questions that people ask me all the time. So can you articulate that?
Actually, the grant was awarded via the OHM engineer. They were the writers, the facilitators, and the reason we got the $2 million. By them being the point person and the people that, the team that actually wrote the grant, they were the consultants, the engineering consultants that allowed us to get the money. Therefore, a condition of the grant that Cleveland Water is giving us is that we use competent help, consulting services.
I'm not questioning that, Willa. Just answer the question.
No, it doesn't.
Are we
Can I help?
supposed to go out? Since
I
it's
think I
$200,000, are we legally
Right.
supposed to go out for bid? That's all I'm asking. All that other stuff.
No,
I've heard.
no, this doesn't, the project was awarded to us by virtue of the efforts of OHM Engineering. So they got us the grant in the first place, and it was received with the understanding that we were going to use the services with which Cleveland Division of Water was familiar and had already approved. And we have those letters in your supporting documentation from Cleveland Water Main by virtue of OHM.
So in
Hold on 1 second.
essence, Willa, are you saying that? I just trying to get my question answered, Austin. Are you saying that you have to go out, even with this component, with their support, and what they've been doing, have been doing, legally it's not put out for bid for other entities to compete to get the business? That's my question.
So let me jump in for a second, Willa. So what we can do for you, Council Martin, we can bring Keisha back out, and Keisha can go through the policy and procedure of Cleveland Water. Now, don't hold me to this, but I do think that the actual work will be bid out. The consulting part of it, OHM has.
We need to know.
They wrote the grant. The work, after they do the consulting, the work may be bid out. We can bring her in to find that out.
Yeah, the contract is really big.
Okay.
She's following their procedure, though.
Okay, all that, my concern for all of us, Brandon, Corrine, Tim, and everybody else, I just want to make sure we follow proper procedure. That's very important.
Yes.
I'm all right with OHM. I'm all right with Cleveland Water. I'm all right with us. Just make sure that we follow proper procedure. If that's the answer for me, I'm with it 100%.
Well,
and I'm through. Thank you.
Can I jump in here? Part of the documentation that we received last week about this states that OHM will prepare a scope and cost proposal for the engineering designs, bidding, award, and construction. So yes, it will be bid out, Mr. Martin.
Thank you.
Just whatever Brandon said he would do with Keisha, I'm fine, Corrine Stevenson.
Great.
Okay, good. Well, everybody in the room can move this on to the next review.
Yeah.
What did the consultant need?
It's a $2 million contract. That's $239,630.
For what? East Street?
Mr. Austin? Mr. Austin? Hello?
Looks like his audio went out.
Hello?
I think his
Huh?
audio
Go ahead.
went out.
Oh,
I'm listening.
okay. Is this on, all is on the agenda for this particular meeting?
That's the only piece of legislation for this meeting, yes.
All right.
Okay, so we can move this on to the next agenda review.
Yes.
Great. Okay, outstanding.
That's-
Okay. Now we have remarks and requests of the public. 3 minutes, please.
You need to make your comments.
Remarks and requests of the public. 3 minutes, please.
There's no public on the line.
No,
Hearing none.
yeah.
Okay. Response of council and the mayor to the remarks of the public, if any. Go ahead, Mayor King.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I wanted to briefly follow up on a couple points from our last meeting. One in particular was the Shaw alumni. I believe I spoke with the chairman, and I have talked to the chair of Shaw alumni, and she said that she had no problem with it. She got a chuckle out of the example I use about people from Shaw wanting to, high style and front and, just show off, basically. She said, yeah. So she said it would be no problem with raising that or having that $10 parking fee. I had our graphic designer get you that map. I did speak with Mr. Marshall, who's over the service department. He said it would be no problem with the grass if there were issues that arose due to parking on the grass from that. So I just wanted to update you on that. I am still waiting on the email from Jackie. Jackie is her name over at the Cleveland Alumni. I'll get that email. I have the map, and then I have something from our service. So those are the 3 things that you asked for in regards to charging for special event parking. Right?
Great. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it.
Okay. The second thing, there was something else we were supposed to follow up on. But I wanted to bring this, I'm gonna have to bring this to every meeting. We will be going out in force, so I'd appreciate if all of the counselors and anyone watching or who will watch this, let all residents know. These will be coming out in force. We are inundated, right, with phone calls, and everywhere I go, residents are sick and tired of cars being parked everywhere and anywhere. You tear down a house and then a car pops up. What do I tell residents? So we're gonna be enforcing this with a vigilance here shortly. We're working on a strategy now on how to roll this out. Because I'm sure you've seen it, the boats, motorhomes, RVs.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah, and the residents are sick and tired of it. So they've been complaining. So I got to keep saying this at every meeting. I'm going to try to get this out. Unless there's any other questions or concerns of me, that concludes my report. The food pantry went well today. Again, thanks to Council Vice President for showing up.
Yeah, I have one question, if I can, Mayor Brandon King. Beersford at the top of Terrace, the $60,000 to fix that before the alumni thing takes place in the next few months. Are we going to be able to do anything with that before that?
So we're not going to be able to fix that within the next few months. The bids will be going out this month for road resurfacing. The beauty of it is they've already canceled. Kathy, that's her name, Kathy Grant. She is the chair of the Alumni Association, and I'm waiting on the email from her. She's already canceled this year's alumni. So there'll be no alumni this year.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So,
Well, that's the first time. That's the first time in years in history we haven't had that, right?
This will be the first time since we started, and I want to say we started in 03, maybe. I want to say this is our first interruption due to the COVID-19. Yeah, so that concludes my reports unless there are any other questions.
so I have a question,
All
Mr.
right.
Mayor. The document that you just showed us, is that something that the building, is that something that the police is going to do, or who's going to put that out?
So this is something that we designed a number of years ago, and it on the back, it identifies what's going on depending on where it's parked, so that you can get your date, your location, the vehicle. Many of them don't have legal plates on them, but all of that goes on there. And the police primarily will be putting these on cars, boats, and other vehicles like that. So the police primarily will have these. We may give some to fire and building and housing, but primarily it will be the police.
Can we have a sample?
Absolutely, I can get you a sample. There's no problem.
All right.
Great. Good
Can
exchange.
you, Brandon, can you read what's on the front of it? Because I can't see it from where I'm at. Read what's on the front, please.
It says parking violation. It has a citation number, East Cleveland, parking violation. This vehicle is illegally parked. And then it gives you the reason for the violation, right? When you talk to people, let them know. Somebody has been saying that if they can't see the plate from the street, so they turn the car so the front of it is facing the street. Well, I got bad news for you, because most of these cars are parked on parcels that don't belong to them. So if they walk around the back of that car and it has a plate and that plate is not registered to that lot, it is illegally parked. Don't blame me, blame your neighbors.
Oh.
And I'll get you a copy of this as well. I'll get a sample for all the council people.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate it. Anything else, Mayor King?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, great. Great. Thank you. Councilor Martin?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Any comments? Yes, sir. Hear you.
Yeah,
Just fine.
I just want to say that this, I'm glad that we got the grant for the water line. We've been working on this. This is a good thing. And the most important thing is that we have everything done before ODOT does the big pavement of Euclid Avenue next year. So we want to get all the digging under the street and the side streets and that. And I want to commend the administration and Brandon and them for good work on this project, period. And thanks for the other council people for their support on this project. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Gowdy?
All right.
Yes, I want to thank everybody from coming out and joining up with this. It is a good thing for the water, but when do Keisha is supposed to be coming back? Keisha Chamber, you said that she's supposed
Right.
to
Are
be
you asking
coming
her to come
back?
back for? She was willing to come back to discuss the street issue a little bit more in detail. Mayor King, is there any way she can come
Okay,
back
do you
either
know
to
what-
the council meeting or the agenda review?
Yes, I will ask her to log on to the Zoom agenda review. Is that this Thursday? Let me make a note of that and I'll have her on the call.
Yes, this
Okay,
Thursday.
great. Thank you so much.
And the other thing is, when the when Shaw decide to come back for their reunion and everything, so is we going to use credit cards so we can track the money, where the money gonna be?
Mayor King?
So that has yet to be determined how the pay structure will go. We can use credit cards. I would actually prefer credit cards, no cash. I would actually prefer that. But all that has yet to be determined. But I would actually prefer it.
Yeah, because they doing credit cards now. They doing a lot of credit cards now, so everything is changing.
Okay, great. Thank you, Councilwoman Gowdy. Is that it?
Okay.
Okay, great.
That's
Council
about
Vice
it.
President?
Thank you.
Thank you. Council Vice.
No, I don't have anything, Counselor.
Again, I do also want to thank the administration and thank our partners because OSHA has been a phenomenal partner. I do appreciate that.
And that's
Found the grant.
With OHM
we
engineers.
don't have to pay no tax.
No, it's a grant. Whenever it's a grant, we have to pay.
Martin? Okay, great. Thank you. Partners for being phenomenal and willing to go out and do the extra work required to make it sooner and better, as you will. So I do appreciate them and I salute them. And to all of the counselors that continue to put in the hard work every day. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. And tell you I appreciate the long hours that you put in and your willingness to go the extra mile so that we can obviously represent the interests of our residents. And to our residents, again, thank you for all you do. No good deed goes unnoticed. So to you all, high five. And again, may you all be safe. That's all I have for contracts and property. Correction, Dr. Guy, you have anything?
The agenda review will be Thursday at 6:30.
Okay, great. Well, this concludes contracts and property. The meeting is indeed adjourned. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Have a good evening. Dr. Guy, that's all I have. Take care.
All right, thank you all.
Everyone.